Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Wednesday, July 20th, 2022, a little after 3 p.m. Eastern. It's the repetition of affirmations that leads to belief. And once that belief becomes a deep conviction, things begin to happen. Claude M. Bristol. The major difference between people who effortlessly sail across the globe, manifesting all their dreams, and those who never manage to get out of the harbor lies in one thing: their attitude. There are people who simply give up on their life dream when they encounter their first difficulty or obstacle. They don't believe in themselves and have fallen prey to the I give up syndrome. There are those who don't know the meaning of giving up and find themselves naturally being successful at life. Even when they lose, they are never defeated because they have adopted an unstoppable attitude about life. Now, does this sound like a quality that you'd like more of in your life? If you said a huge yes, then you're on the right track. If you're not sure, well, you start with taking a long walk outside tonight, completely naked, and ponder on who the heck is in charge of your life. Anytime you are viewing a difficulty as a roadblock in life, shake your entire body and start focusing on where and how you can see it as an opportunity. Don't ever let the feeling of being blocked by life enter into your body. Shake it out the instant it tries to creep in. You can transform any problem into something that supports you by merely shifting your perspective. You have the power to make solving problems fun. For instance, you can get together with some friends and have a potluck brainstorming evening, or you could call an old friend and probe their mind for new ideas, let them think about it. Or you could set the intention of receiving the answer in a dream. Whenever you start feeling blocked, remember that there is always a solution waiting to be discovered. You may just need to step out of your comfort zone a few inches so other people can help you discover it. The feeling of being unstoppable resides naturally in our connection with our soul. When we meditate on our infinite nature or simply relax into that place inside you that is empty of thought, you'll find a surge of energy rise inside. The truth is that you already are unstoppable at manifesting whatever you put your attention on. As long as you are putting your attention on what you want instead of what you do not want. True confidence in life doesn't come from overpowering others or even weaker parts of yourself. It comes from being connected to a deep source of inner peace. This is the source of where true unstoppability is found. When we are truly in a pickle in our life, one of the most powerful things that we can do is to ask the universe to help. The universe is very magical and happy to help you overcome any obstacle that you might encounter. This all-intelligent universe is always here listening, waiting to offer its unlimited supply of gifts and services to you. In fact, it's the only thing that has allowed you to manifest all your desires in the first place. And it's just waiting for you to ask for more help. Once you send out a strong request to the universe and can wait with infinite patience, your request will soon be answered. With the universe on your team, how can you feel anything less than unstoppable? To start an unstoppable week, begin each day off with a bang by proclaiming to the entire universe every morning that you are unstoppable. Claim it, and remember, whatever you focus on is what will grow in your life. So why not create the routine of feeling unstoppable? Practice saying the affirmation out loud to yourself, I am unstoppable, with a strong conviction in your voice, and feel it is true deep inside you and your heart. Say it like you really mean it, at least 5 times each morning. You first look in the mirror. When you first look in the mirror, then thank the universe for supporting you with this feeling of unstoppability today. And be grateful for its power to help you manifest whatever you set your mind to achieving. Ask for extra assistance this week, even by writing a letter to the universe, describing in detail what you truly need. Finish your letter by meditative state and connect directly with the conscious intelligence of this universe, asking for any guidance or help and receiving these needs. Complete each morning with the feeling that the universe is now supporting you. Repeat the affirmation that I am completely supported by the universe, and it's providing all my needs with joy and ease. Let this affirmation sink deeply into the marrow of your bone. Reread your letter every evening. And then the following morning, repeat the entire ritual. Allow yourself to feel the divine intelligence is here, giving you true universal support with each new day. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax these bodies that we're in. And we know that we are not the body, the character, the personality, the name, the status. We are the God within the body. We are the kingdom of God. We are source creator. We are the heaven. Now, many have tried to relax this body in so many different artificial ways, it's unreal. And the only way is through the breath. Easy and slowly in through the nose, and easy and slowly out through the mouth. It's the only way. And when we do this, the body lets go. It no longer feels compelled to hang on to things, and stress and fear and worry, because you're moving into the now. And you're leaving the ego mind alone and the subconscious mind alone. And you're leaving all those thoughts, 60-some thousand thoughts a day, tens of millions and billions of programs a day, incessant noise chatter, mental mind chatter. It's like it disappears in the now. Because, you see, in the now, the ego mind, subconscious mind don't exist. In the now, there's no worry. In the now, there's no fear. There's no suffering in the now. And see, the ego mind, the only way to master the ego mind is through the now. So you can watch the ego mind. And as you watch them, you learn. You don't judge, you're just watching how they operate. So in eventuality, you begin to master them by saying, that's an ego thought. I'm not interested in entertaining an ego thought. Or that's an ego feeling. I'm not interested in entertaining that feeling. So it's a practice that we experience. Or not. Depends. It's a choice. And constantly practicing being in the now is paramount to our journey with Him. Isn't it interesting that the majority of us spend all of our time in the external, material, physical world? Very small percentage of us spend our time within. And that's apparent because you notice how much pain and suffering and frustration and anxiety and worry is out there. So when we relax the body and things like, some of us carry stresses for 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years, which is kind of crazy. Why would we carry something that long? Suffering. But when you relax the body through the breath, all that drops off. You know, your shoulders aren't bunched. You don't have that stress, tension, anxiety. You aren't worried. What are you worried about? You're in the now. There's no such thing as worry in the now. It's a choice. Worry, stress, fear, sorrow, anxiety, greed, all kinds of things in the material physical world, or in the now. None of that exists. Now, it's the practice also being gentle, kind, generous, and humble with oneself at all times, being in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, purest of the purest, purest, eternal love, gratitude, peace at all times. Because we get, remember, the ego mind's not going to just lay back. It won't do it. It wants you where it can control you. And that is where? Yesterday or tomorrow. So it will cause you to become distracted. Oftentimes we're focused on something in the now, and we float off into something else. But see, once we identify that, it's not even a big deal. I'll focus on my breath and I'll be in the now 3,000% of the time, which is every time. You might find yourself doing it at least, 100 times a day. It's all about commitment with oneself. That's it. It has nothing to do with anybody around you. It has everything to do about you, with you. If you can't understand yourself, how are you going to understand anybody else? Now, we have a lot of things we inherit with these bodies, the gods that we are, right? What do we inherit? Well, we inherit the illusion of the ego mind, the subconscious mind. All these illusions. It's exactly what they are. They're all illusions. So it's like with the subconscious mind, it is this recorder. And it records everything. Not just this lifetime, but all the lifetimes. And interesting, it will play back randomly these recordings. And when that happens, you, a lot of the times, will say, I've done this before. Whatever it is you're doing, where place you're at, whatever, it's like, I've done this before. I know that. I don't know where, but I know I've done it. And you're right. Because the subconscious plays it all back, records it constantly. Now, we have three paths. Okay? There's a center path. So if you look at a coin, the center path is the edge of the coin. There's actually three sides to a coin. The yesterday path, right? Left side, you could say tails. Heads is the future path, tomorrow. We start off by being in the now. Now we look at yesterday and we look at tomorrow, and we notice the trees have formed a perfect golden canopy over each path with shimmering leaves and branches and bark. The path itself is a brilliant emerald green flaming grass. We do notice, though, that the yesterday path, really worn, been used a lot. Same with the tomorrow path, the future, worn, used a lot. And the center path looks brand new. And we know why, because the ego mind doesn't exist in the now. Okay? Then you can understand why it's constantly doing everything it can to keep us into yesterday or tomorrow. And see, what happens eventually is that the longer you stay in the now, the less and less the ego mind is what? Needed. And eventually, it's gone. So again, it's a choice, right? If you determine yourself, well, you can say, I'm going to make every effort to stay in the now. It really isn't even an effort. So I'm going to checkpoint my knowing when I'm in the material physical world. Then I know I'm suffering. When I'm in the now, there is no suffering. You would think it'd be a no-brainer, wouldn't you? But see, so many have no idea who and what they are. They don't. They have no idea whatsoever. They're wandering generality. They wander through life. 1,000 lifetimes later, they're still wandering through life. 10,000 lifetimes later, they're still wandering through life, with not even a clue as to who and what they are. How omnipotently powerful each and every single one of us are. But we reminisce, we have nostalgia. We review things, we use our great hall, everything's stored there. And we'll reminisce and review things that we've done and things that we had fun with, and we have a good time. We'll go into the great hall, open the door, turn on the light. When you walk into any room, you immediately flash your eyes at the ceiling and the wall. Is not necessarily are you aware of that. But in the great hall, each of us have one. It's so vast that you don't see any ceilings or walls. And everything's there. All lifetimes. Everything. So we'll go and, look at the shelves and the drawers, and we'll pick out some movies and pictures and books. These are all about our life. And we'll go sit in an easy chair. You'll see a little, like a white rectangle just floating in the air. And we'll watch some of the movies and read some of the books and look at some of the pictures and have a good time. We'll reminisce of things. Some things that we did that we say, I bet you if I did this way, it would work. And some of the fun times, that we've had in life, and how it would be fun to do it again. And so we have fun. We have a good time. But we don't stay there. We will take everything, put it back in its proper place, turn off the light, shut the door, and move forward in life. And on occasion, revisit. Some of us, however, unconsciously will stay there so darn long that we end up taking the past, bringing it into a future that doesn't exist, create that future from that past, relive that past in that future. This is why a lot of people will say no matter what we do, we always seem to end up here. Now, we all are prodded into the future. Why is that? Well, it's because we get anxious. It's ego mind. We get anxious, hurried. We get sometimes maybe frantic, and we're just compelled and pushed to know ahead of time things. And so we take the tomorrow path, the future, and we seek external authority. We want someone to tell us. Tell us. When am I going to have enough money to enjoy my life? That's pretty much a standard question that most people have. And so you've got astrologers, and you've got numerologists, and you've got clairvoyants and psychics and card readers and tea leaf readers and palm readers and pendulum readers and crystal readers. I mean, a lot of different sources. So you can go to anybody and you say, I have a question for you. When am I going to have enough money to enjoy my life? Right? So they'll do their thing, and they'll come up with the answer. He says, well, as a matter of fact, within the next few weeks, you're going to come into a lot of money. And it's totally unexpected. Now we all, all of us respond differently. And it depends on how you're plugged in with yourself on how you're going to manifest this. So the first person thought it was a joke anyway and just did it for the fun of it. Didn't believe in any of that stuff. Your second person, hook, line, and sinker embraced it. Right down to the finite here. Putting in their calendar, counting the hours, and then forming attachments to the outcome of it, and adding expectations, right? And then you got the third person that takes it, has total trust and confidence in themselves and the universe, and they want to make sure, though, that it's very clear, detailed, so there's no misunderstanding with the universe, and then they let it go. Now, they'll manifest it. The other two, maybe once in a blue moon. It's a knowing, see, for all of us. And it's not like there's just a handful of us that have this power. We all do. And it depends on how we view things, our perspective of ourselves, and what we believe in. So when you focus on something, which everybody does, right? When you focus on something, you're really clear on what you're focused on, because you're manifesting whatever it is you're focused on. Okay? It's a tricky one, because Because most people don't think about what they're focused on. They're just focused on something, right? So they're manifesting. They could be focused on anger, right? Fear about something, worry, and they're focused on that. And they're manifesting it. It isn't complicated for any of us. So when you say, you say, Alan, you got to be careful. Why? Well, your focus, your intent, you're focused on something that, is this something you really want to have in your life? And Alan says, no, heck no. Well, you're focused on it. Your attention's on it. So you're manifesting it. So don't you think you might want to shift gears and focus through the heart mind on exactly what it is you would like to have in your life? See, it's easier, believe it or not, through the ego mind. It's easier to suffer. Take that road instead of the now. And it always flows. If it is to be, it is up to me. If it is to be, it is up to me. You're the one that directs the universe. You're the one that asks it for help and assistance. So we have, you can't count them, really. It's kind of futile. There's so many parts of us, right? And we have parts of ourselves, the gods that we are, that are stone cold asleep. They're not going to wake up tomorrow. And then we have parts of us that are consciously aware and awake. Consciously aware means that we know for the heart mind that we are of and from the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Now we deeply love every part of ourselves, the gods that we are, the ones that are stone cold asleep, the ones that are awake. Now another thing that we're in an illusion, right, is that no matter who, what, when, where, Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Feline, Beta Reticuli, Anunnaki, Norse, Greys, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid Avian, gods in physical form, experiencing physical form. All the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, beneath earth, same thing. All the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, same thing. Different physical forms inhabited by gods to experience those physical forms. All the ascended masters, in actuality, we are. All of us. Remember, there's no separation. They inhabited physical forms, the gods that they are, right, to experience physical form. What do you think we're doing? Right? They become more and more aware as time progresses. It's telling how many physical forms they've inhabited until they start to come out of amnesia. Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Medantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua. So like all of our loved ones, right? Loved ones who ascend out of body in this lifetime, all lifetimes have inhabited. Those are parts of the gods that we are, say. You see how separation has really flubbed us up. It's with everything. It doesn't matter. It's 12 billion light years away. We are part of those gods inhabiting whatever. we begin to understand that you can be in more than one place at one time. You will eventually be able to travel in a blink of the eye anywhere in existence and beyond. Just remember, see, isn't it quite interesting? When we enter these bodies, we don't know. We just don't. We enter the body, we think we're the body. And time goes by and experiences and so on and so forth. Religion and all that dogma. Now you imagine you go into a baby body, right? And immediately you're starting to be tutored by heart-minded beings. And they begin to, right from the beginning, they start to tell you about who and what you are. And they begin to tell you that the only illusion is separation, so we are not separate. You imagine that happening with the next generation. Imagine that happening. All this prejudice and all of this contrived garbage and all this dogma and frustration and hurriedness and worry and fear would not exist, nor would it ever have had a chance to begin. If I had my way, we would all be right now focused 180,000% on staying within and discovering the gods that we truly are within these bodies. That's it, period. Nothing out there. Now, we look at this planet, right? We say the gods that we are in these bodies. Isn't it think it's time that we just clean this planet up? Let's eliminate all of the lower dark matter, survival matter frequency, all of the pure evil and we don't have this hatred or anything with it. We just feel that it's time to eliminate it. Now, kind of like let the planet breathe unobstructed and permanently alleviate this evil from the planet. And the only way that we know that can be done that way is through pure, deep, eternal love, which we're all made of. Now, do you honestly believe that there's only a handful? It's way beyond hundreds of millions, guys. It's uncountable numbers because we're all one. We don't have a separation. There's no barrier. That's why this planet is being absolutely saturated, 24/7, infinity and beyond, with pure, deep, eternal love. There's no escape by the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. They can't hold form should they disintegrate. That's how it works. When any planet in the collective consciousness decides that it is time to clear that planet, that's how it's done. So we're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one. We're all God, and we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Continues to intensify, expand, and grow. Now we form a white fire circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This emanates from the gods that we are within these bodies. It is pure, deep, eternal love. It is so bright it grays out the darkness of sacred space. You could take 1 trillion suns, bunch them together, and they would pale in comparison to the light that we are. Now, we're saturating the planet with this love that we're made of and from. Permeating it, flooding, 24/7 infinity and beyond. It's not a temporary, it's eternal. So we ascend. We're constantly ascending anyway. We ascend so we can move above the planet. And as we do so, we discover, let's put it this way, we discover, to us it seems like a massive ocean of glitter. Now the interesting part is that we, right, the one, is the glitter. These reflective points are us. That's why we can enter them and discover that all of us are learning and teaching from parts of us, say, parts where you could have someone walk into your life for, what, a day maybe, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and you've learned something, right? And maybe they've learned something too, who knows? But it's with everything. It's what you interact with, how you interact with it, what your responses are. Because everything is inhabited by a God, part of the one. Everything. Rock, bush, bug, bird. It's, what do you think would happen in the event that there was no God? Right? And it's a label, obviously. You know, we these labels that we give God and source creator. It's pure consciousness. Okay? And what would happen? Everything would be desolate. God is life. You see how much we take for granted? Big time. So remember, nothing is random. The universe has everything finitely engineered. There isn't even a hair out of place. There's no such thing as random. Oh, it might appear through the ego mind, oh, it's just a random event. Not. Just imagine, you know, how many of us let this just pass by because we're not plugged in, so to speak. And all of this flies by us. And then before you know it, the body, the life that we were entertaining, then we leave the body. And we start all over again. Isn't that amazing? Now, we create, the gods that we are in these bodies, we create columns of light. We create a lot of things, obviously, to remind us, because we do have a touch of amnesia, the gods that we are. And so we're met with like a omnipotently powerful emerald green flaming healing light with Archangel Raphael. And this reminds us, the gods that we are, of our omnipotent healing energy. And the day will come where we will discover that we, the God within this body, has the power to healing this body. We have Archangel Michael carrying the violet, blue, purple flaming light. Again, this is to remind us, the gods that we are within these bodies, of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. Then we have the white fire. The white fire is a column of light that we created, the gods that we are, in these bodies, to remind us all that from head to toe, inside and out, we are protected with a white fire armor. It's not like an armor you put on here on this planet. It's way beyond that, and it emanates from the God, the pure consciousness within, the pure, deep, eternal love. Now, maintaining that frequency, as long as you maintain it, easier said than done, you will not have demon attachment, possession, lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, any of those things, period, ever. But if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, consciously or unconsciously, because you are the only one with the power to do that, through hatred, greed, anger, revenge, manipulation, dishonesty, worry, stress, fear, envy, you'll create a breach in your white fire armor, allowing all lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Now, you do decide to do this, again, we have fail-safes, the gods that we are in these bodies. And we have a double column of light. The first part of the column is the purple transmuting flame. Now, this reminds us that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutralized substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are no more. Second part of the column is the violet ray. This reminds us that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame, cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony to the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, peace. We're then met with the golden white pink light. This is a column of light that we, the gods within these bodies, created to remind us that we are the sun, the sunlight, the rain and the rainbows, the sun sets and the sun rises, oceans, rivers, lakes, streams, clouds in the sky, trees, forests, animals, soils. We are everything, and everything is us. Now, when you're raised in these bodies, we are all taught to think separate, right? So when we think separate, illusion of separation. So when we look at a sunset, separation. Isn't that beautiful? See, because you're taught it's separate from you. It's something, it's other than you. And that's the illusion. That's beautiful if you get a picture of that. Now, through the heart mind and through those of us who have decided to go within, we look at it from a whole different perspective. We look at it without separation. We know there is no separation. We know that's just an illusion. So we identify with that sunset as that is the God that I am. And it's through the heart mind, so it has nothing to do with the ego mind. It's like anything that we view is us. That is the God that I am. Now, try it, you'll see. But be careful. Don't let the ego mind trick you into thinking that you're doing it through the heart mind when you're actually doing it through the head. The ego mind's tricky. Now, we all continue to ascend above the planet. Some of us decide to step outside of our physical form and hover effortlessly above it. We're carrying physical form. And the reason we do this is because we can, and it's really fun. We come into contact with a crystalline light tower. We, the gods, created this tower. It's larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center of the column is this massive oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere is a golden white bowl of light. It, in turn, is surrounded by multicolored rings of light that seem to go to infinity and beyond. This, in turn, creates a super bright, misty white, sparkling cloud. And it's absorbed through our heart-mind, and it feels like a warm embrace that never ends. We discover that the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, well-being, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, massive prosperity, and massive abundance. And all of this is a reflection of the gods that we are within these bodies. At the top of this column, we designed it so that the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, 24/7 infinity beyond. We, the gods within these bodies, created this. What is the golden ocean? Pure, deep, eternal love. We are drops of this golden ocean. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is the drops of the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. Now, see our meditative sphere. We, the gods within these bodies, created this sphere over 4 years ago. It is accumulating, moving towards 1,900 meditations in perpetual motion every day, 7 days a week, for over 4 years. Hundreds of millions and billions of us on and off world, consciously aware, all one. Focused on the complete liberation of this planet. This sphere that we, the gods, created can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Continues to grow, intensify, and expand. This planet is literally being bathed in pure, deep, eternal love, saturated, permeated. There's no escape. There's no escape from lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. None of this. They can't. That frequency can't hold its form. And we have such an intensity of pure, deep, eternal love, the highest of the highest high vibrational frequencies, it's disintegrating everywhere. If you were to look at this planet through the heart mind and just float as a watcher, you would see what's going on. You see all of this lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, pure evil, souls that have taken in too much darkness. And you see as it looks like it's being evaporated from the planet. And we created, the gods that we are, this field. And the field is a golden white, pink, shimmering light. We also capped it with a golden white, super bright cloud sky. And that's designed to catch any remnants that may get that far. It's totally pulverizing, vanishing, vaporizing, infinity and beyond. So this is what's going on. So all of these lower frequencies are being vanished. And after they're all vanished, this pure, deep, eternal love will continue to saturate this planet. It's not temporary. It is eternal. And we, the gods, decided to do that because we felt it was time. It's not complicated at all. So we have a God planet. You know, we've got humanoid form. We've got close to 8 billion of us gods, you know, inhabiting physical forms. Then we have all the other physical forms that we, the gods, are inhabiting. So we have a God planet. Now we're transitioning the God planet into a God planet paradise so that all can enjoy and will enjoy their lives instead of pain, suffering, hatred, anger, greed, prejudice. All of that will stay in the muckmire of the lower vibrational frequencies. Do not do your ordinary daily routine today. Instead, mix it up. Do something completely out of the blue. Jump into the extraordinary moment of your life. Now is where you discover that you are divine consciousness. Relax. Don't be anywhere special. Being nowhere and the greatest thing you can is the greatest thing you can do to start being now, here. Being nowhere is the greatest thing you can do to start being now, here. I'll join you in the meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose, and an easy and slow breath out the mouth. Be still. This moment is your opportunity to embrace your divine existence. Nothing is holding you back. Your skeptical mind is not who you truly are. So simply let it go. The burdens you carry do not exist. They are all in the illusions of the mind. Stop thinking, planning, and pretending. It is too much effort to always be doing. Just stop randomly throughout the day today and go directly to the source of who you really are. Forget about everything that you do, should be. Remain fixed upon what is real and true inside you. For the next 7 minutes, breathe slowly and deeply and release all the heaviest illusions which you can get caught in that weigh you down every day. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night. The following morning, we'll return here tonight at 9 p.m. for the Time for Change call, and Thursday, July 21st, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.